Hello and welcome to the first annual Bulldog Radio Mock Draft. I am your commissioner, Roger Baddell. We're coming to you live from the internet, and we are going to do the first round of the NFL draft. There's going to be no trades, and they're all going to be texted to me, and I will announce the picks. So, without further ado, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock.
Well, who's got that pick? Who has that pick?
I have that.
Brandon.
Okay. I have the honors here.
I wonder who it's going to be.
I already know this is not going to take any time at all. I'm going to make the craziest pick ever.
Craziest pick ever. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The Bengals, a team that is, didn't do so hot this past season.
Struggling.
In great need of a quarterback. I'm hoping GM Brandon helped out the Bengals potentially by bringing in one of the hottest prospects in college football, Commissioner Roger Baddell.
Commissioner Roger.
The pick potentially may be in.
Is in, and we have the Cincinnati Bengals with the first pick of the 2020 NFL draft. Choose quarterback Joe Burrow, LSU.
What?
He brought up
Wild.
No way.
Would never have thought.
So deserving. Joe Burrow,
What?
it's a slam dunk. I honestly, they could pick really anybody in the first five. The Bengals are so low. They have so many needs, but a slam dunk quarterback that can help revitalize this franchise now that Andy Dalton's in his past. I think there's really no other way they go other than Joe Burrow.
I totally agree. I think Joe has solidified himself as being one of the top prospects of the draft. He has that swagger. He's a guy from Cincinnati. He definitely is. I think that's a great fit for them. They need a quarterback, obviously, and I think Joe's. Hopefully his career isn't going to die in Cincinnati, but I think he's going to do great things there for them.
It's a great opportunity to turn the franchise around. He's going to be great. He's coming off, obviously, the greatest season ever by a quarterback in college football history, and the Bengals needed him bad.
Definitely. It's going to be a stepping stone. I mean, they got to start somewhere. Like Brandon said, they have so many needs right now, but I bet they just got to start it off strong with basically the hard team with Joe Burrow. And I think he's going to be able to kind of turn the spirits of a lot of the fans maybe and just kind of, I guess, turn the clock on Bengals football.
He's going to sell tickets for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. All right. So now it is not the Cincinnati Redskins. The Washington Redskins are on the clock for pick 2.
All right.
Yeah.
And the room is deliberating, and Commissioner Goodell is going to go into his personal alter ego and become the GM of the Redskins.
Yeah, call me Nazi Newsom.
There you go. Nazi Newsom is going to make a pick that could change the direction of the Washington Redskins franchise.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be possibly a generational talent.
It very well could be. And there are no wrong answers here because I'll take anybody who is left here. I know Joe's got the third pick. I have the 4th, so.
And I got the 5th.
And he's got the 5th, so there's anything that could happen. Nazi, what you thinking here?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we want to be as splashy as possible.
Oh, okay.
What?
Splashy as possible.
I don't know where this is going.
So, for the second pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Tua Tagovailoa. I can't.
What?
No way.
What?
I think you gotta look at a guy who's coming out of Alabama. A proven winner under Saban's tutelage. He's very good at commanding the offense. Redskins took Dwayne Haskins years ago. They're gonna get him, mold him in. I'm not angry at the pick. I'm not angry at the pick at all. I think that's
it'll give Dwayne Haskins some good competition. He needs that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. Pressure makes
and whoever loses can be trade bait.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm shocked.
I like that pick.
I like that pick too.
I didn't see it coming, but it was a good pick.
Go.
Honestly, I had no idea that was coming. I thought for sure it was going to be Chase Young. I think the whole world thought it was going to be Chase Young.
Absolutely. Everyone thought it was.
Draft,
all the mock
draft night, anything is possible, baby. Anything.
You know what? That's right. And he was being splashy. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to make some noise.
Hey, draft night is full of surprises, fellas.
Yeah. Obviously, health is definitely a question, but still, when the kid's on the field healthy, he is a dangerous guy to have commanding that on offense. And with the Redskins now in a new direction, why not go for a home run pick at number 2 to restart their franchise now under Ron Rivera?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And while we discuss, the Detroit Lions are now on the clock. So we can continue to discuss, and Detroit Lions, send me in your pick.
Yeah, Detroit Lions, a team of injuries last year, and definitely need of anything. Not as bad as the Bengals, but definitely can take anything to help them during their time of drought and lack of performance on the field. GM Joe Nagy running through his contacts right now.
I got.
It's looking on his big
wheels are turning. That's
what I'm saying. You can take it whatever you want. You can take it whatever you want. There's a kicker from Boise State.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty obvious pick, Joe.
They sleep on the kickers, man. They sleep on the kickers.
Well, now look.
Okay.
Travis, I had this whole write-up.
The pick is in. And with the third pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jeff Oduka from Ohio State.
Yes, Jeff Oduka. And I think that's a great pick, Joe. Joe, maybe just break it down. What really made you pull the trigger on Jeff?
I was split between either J.K. Dobbins or Jeff Okudah. The reason I chose him, 35 total tackles, 29 solo tackles on it, 2 forced fumbles. He would fit perfectly on the new pickup Desmond Trufant, the veteran of the league. He's going to be able to grow behind him, be able to be a partnership. He's arguably the best cornerback in the draft, and I think he's going to be able to fill the shoes quickly of Darius Slay and kind of fill in that gap.
I totally agree. I think he's a stud. I think it's either because I don't know. There really isn't.
He's just a dog.
He is a dog. I would have taken Chase Young, but if there's not a chance, you could have other people in there. You never know if that's going to happen. But I like the pick absolutely.
He's a good player. I just don't know if he's right for the Lions. But Joe, that was a decent pick.
It's Joe's team.
Time will tell. Yeah. I think we can go 500 this year.
Out pretty well.
Right.
All right. So the New York Giants are on the clock.
The New York Football Giants. And I'm going to take the role of David Gettleman here. And, if you're looking at my team right now, I have Daniel Jones, no relation to me. I have Saquon Barkley, a young stud from Penn State. I'm really torn here who I want. I now have Chase Young or Isaiah Simmons on the board. I have people signed already from the defensive end position. I'm actually just baiting my way here so I can just text the commissioner. Maybe someone else can filibuster while I'm texting the commissioner.
There's a lot of different avenues Giants can go here. They could go for another playmaker. We've seen that in the past. Or they could fill a need. A lot of teams like to do that. With a high pick, though, anything can really happen. So we'll see.
True. And the Giants, they picked David Jones last year to everyone's surprise. So this pick could be a huge surprise as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely an interesting pick.
Yeah, the Giants definitely need a defensive player.
Yeah.
You never know. I don't even know what position you could call this guy here. And as my cell service,
Okay, so the pick is in. And the New York Giants, with the 4th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, select Isaiah Simmons, outside linebacker from Clemson.
And I think
it's a great pick.
I think that's a great pick. My war room and we were talking about it this morning. I think this is a guy that can play multiple positions. He was asked at the combine, what position do you play? He just sternly looked at the reporter and said, I play defense. So I think he is a guy who can play anywhere on the field. Game changer for sure. I know Chase Young is on the board, but I already have Marcus Golden signed. I think there's people Chase Young, if he was there for real, I would take him. But I think this is how they would play it, is I think Isaiah Simmons, if they fell to him, that would be their pick. Absolutely.
Great pick, especially for how subpar that defense was last year, to say the least.
Yeah. They're in the bottom third of both running and passing categories, and I think Isaiah shores up both ends for that.
Definitely.
Good pick.
All right, the Miami Dolphins are now on the clock.
I don't know what they're going to do now with Tua off the table.
Yeah, what in the world?
This is going to be very interesting. There we go. He wants absolute concentration.
He wants privacy.
Webcam. Wow, this could be huge right here. This could be huge.
It's definitely a wild card, fellas.
I don't know what I'm wondering if he's gonna choose a quarterback still. I mean, he's got a couple of guys on the table, Jake Fromm, Justin Herbert, that maybe could fit in, but I'm just surprised. Since he said wild card, I don't know if he's gonna be able to choose a quarterback or not.
Jordan Love. I mean, yeah. I know it's.
I like Jordan Love too. Jordan, he could be there. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay, so with the 5th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Justin Herbert, quarterback from Oregon.
Okay.
All right.
That's a solid pick.
Thank you. I feel like it's definitely what the team needs after going 5-11 last year. One of the worst offenses of all time, not just last year. The Dolphins need a new direction. Justin Herbert's a great guy. He's underrated kind of in the draft because there are guys like Joe Burrow, Tua, even Jordan Love, even though he hasn't been picked yet. A lot of these guys, he's kind of flying under the radar. He had a decent combine. I think he's going to be ready to help them. And now the division's open. Brady, the GOAT, is gone, so it's open. The Bills are not very good. The Jets, the Patriots are trying to rebuild. So the Dolphins, I think this is a good pick.
And, I mean, you've seen him perform. I mean, when they played Utah, that team that was fighting for that playoff spot in that bowl game, he was able to push them forward, or the championship game, excuse me. He was able to push them forward, get the win against a team that I didn't think Oregon was going to be able to beat them. But he just kind of showed out and did really well.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a taller quarterback, and I think we've seen that with Josh Allen, to where he's been able to kind of excel into the league, but not be a top performer. He's just a younger guy. I think Herbert's going to have a similar type of success. Obviously, Josh Allen so far shows that he's got more mobility than Herbert, but I think Herbert's been Oregon's been an NFL caliber offensive team, for the last few years, just how their playbook is. And hopefully we'll be able to see him do better than his predecessor, or he was a predecessor too, was Mariota. So I think that's a great pick, Travis.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. And so without any further ado, the Los Angeles Chargers are now on the clock. So who do we think the Chargers are going to pick this time around, boys?
Honestly, I think this team needs a quarterback, especially if Phillip Rivers gone. It's just they need a new direction. I think there's a guy from Oklahoma, I believe, that can fix that problem.
Absolutely.
You reading my text over there? No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're right. I think that's who they need to take care of, though. After I get my video back up here, I can't see myself.
Yeah, I just feel like the guy I'm talking about, he's good on his feet, he's good on the run, and he's a proven winner. We'll see what the Chargers do.
Yeah. What do the Chargers do? The GM feverishly typing away.
I'm talking to my war room right now.
Sending in the pick right now, it seems.
Yeah. It's intense.
Yes, exactly like camping. That's what I thought.
Dun
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm so anxious for this pick.
What?
What?
Phone call in the middle of the draft.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Whoa.
Are you sure? I don't see the value right there.
Whoa.
Oh.
All right. I guess that's what it's gonna be then.
Oh my God, Chase Young. I don't know what to do with Chase Young.
I know. Wow.
Suspense has filled this Discord chat.
Who are they going to take?
Is the GM frozen?
Is he?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He looks frozen to me.
And technical, is
the pick in? That's the question.
Oh, yep.
Yes.
The pick is in. And we got the GM back. Okay. So with the 6th pick of the NFL Draft 2020, the San Diego Chargers select Jordan Love, quarterback, Utah State.
I think that's a good pick.
I think it's a good pick too.
And I'll be the first to say it. I was 100% going into this saying I was going to get Herbert at 6, but I guess things change. And I mean, I obviously for sure thought about snagging Chase Young off the board, but in that mind, with that defense, I mean, they've already got some great defensive lines, so I don't see the need for extra when they can get a guy that can lead them, especially now. I don't think Tyrod Taylor is the answer. I think the reason I kind of made that phone call is to tease that I was going to go pretty low because he's been pretty low on the draft boards, but I think the Chargers are going to make a chance there, and if they trade down to get something like that, I wouldn't be surprised either.
I thought it was definitely a good pick. The guy I was thinking was Jalen Hurts. I thought you were maybe going to get him, but
I knew you were thinking there, but I don't know if I could go that far down. Plus, I think another team might want to think about him.
All right, so without a whole lot of deliberation, the Panthers pick is in. So with the
we got that in right away.
We're moving fast.
The number 7 pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Chase Young, defensive end from Ohio State.
And an absolute steal in the draft as the number 2 team. You know, we probably could have had the Giants take them, but they really needed a linebacker. I think Chase Young is probably going to be, I would say, the best. Maybe one of the best players in this draft. You know, the Ohio State's produced some studs from the defensive end for the last couple of years. I think he's just going to be another one added up there. So I think that's a great pick. Definitely. Absolute steal.
Yeah, great pick across the board.
All right, and so the Arizona Cardinals are in the draft room now.
My war room and I got this pretty much set out. We're one mind here.
We're one mind? Wow.
We're one mind. We're on the same page.
Okay. This is intense. As Joe Nagy mulls over the big draft board, he thinks to himself, should I take another quarterback and trade another one away?
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope a video doesn't play on the computer. No. I'm very scared. As my draft board is infected with prospect videos.
Could this be Shea Patterson taken off the board extremely early?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You mean the next Tom Brady?
That would be blasphemous.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I don't know what that one.
Yeah, that would be.
Okay, so the pick is in with the 8th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft. The Arizona Cardinals select Tristan Wirfs from the University of Iowa.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I see what
okay.
you're doing in the draft room,
it's
Joe.
It's a little bit of it's an odd pick, but the reason being is this. Kyler Murray is a scrambling quarterback. I mean, he's a guy who can kind of throw, but the scrambling quarterbacks are not going to last long in this league. Cardinals need someone who are going to open up the pocket, give him time to look for Hopkins and Fitzgerald downfield, or give him an option so he doesn't have to face so many defenders when he's going on the scramble. And I think Tristan Wirfs is going to be the perfect guy. He was a great player at Iowa. I think he was elected to the Senior Bowl. He's a guy who just kind of he started every game for them. I think he's just going to do a really good job of giving Kyler Murray the extra security, a guy that's just going to really fit in quick, and I think he's going to become a quick leader for the Cardinals, even though he's going to be a rookie.
Yeah, I like that pick. I think you need to have a solid line. I think that's the whole thing. You have to protect your future asset. I think that's a great pick. Just having a dude
Thank
who
you.
can, be a bookend for you and a long-term investment on the offensive line.
Yeah, for sure. I absolutely love this pick. And the one reason that sets Tristan Wirfs apart to me that a lot of the other linemen like McKay Becton is, for example, is a big name guy in this draft. He is one of the most versatile, one of the most fastest, quickest guys at that offensive line spot. And this offense is looking to get so fast, and adding him, that's a really great pick in my opinion. They're going to run outside. They're going to have Kyler scrambling out of the pocket, kind of more unorthodox plays, and that's just going to make them play faster. And I think it's going to be a lot better than what they had planned, I guess you could say, with the Josh Rosen incident with that offense just tanking. I think this is a new direction. Great pick, Joe.
Thank you.
Good job, Joe.
Thanks.
All right. So now the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock.
Who are they?
So I know. So we've had a lot of deliberation this morning. You think I would have this thing already done, locked away. There's been some, not turmoil, but some like conflict in Jacksonville. We've had my star defensive end leave. And so, or he wants to leave. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't be saying this as a GM, but he wants out. He's being a big baby. I decided, if he doesn't want to sign on with us, see you later. I think the defense is what I have to work with here. Looking at Gardner's, going to be okay with how I'm going to play or on offense. I have some weapons there. I have my running back. I'm trying to spell his name right now for you, Kamish, so I almost spelled his name wrong. I don't want you to misspeak on my guy. The future of Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe someone just fill this in for me while I'm trying to type his name out.
Oh man.
This is slightly
I'm
off
interested
topic,
to see
but
this is.
now every time I think of the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think of The Good Place. And that one character who's like Jaguars everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's my guy.
So, with the 9th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Javon Kinlaw, South Carolina. Defensive
All right.
tackle.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking. That's somebody that they need.
Yeah, they have. This guy is a stud prospect. He's one of right up there with Derek Brown. I could have probably took Derek Brown here, but I think he doesn't really fit the scheme here. Javon has gotten comparisons of like Chris Jones, who just won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. He's a run stopper, but he's also able to get pressure up the middle. I think he's really going to do a good job. I think all of his skills really translate as like from defensive scheme into the NFL. I think this is going to help them after they've parted ways with either Calais Campbell has left them, and they've also have problems with their old defensive end, Yannick. I don't even know how to say his last name, Njoku. It's not Njoku, but
Njoku?
Something like that. But, I think this is going to be a guy who's going to come in. He's going to start right away for him. I think this is a good pick for them, especially I think over Derek Brown.
I definitely agree.
I was a little surprised, but not too surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could have took Derek Brown, but he doesn't fit like this. He doesn't fit the scheme, so it's like I'd rather have a scheme player than the best player available per se.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I mean, I was kind of thinking you were going to either pick Brown or even maybe C.J. Henderson as well. You guys kind of need a little bit of corner, but I mean that's still a great pick though.
I have them both written down. Yeah, I have them both written down. I have C.J. sitting here, but I also have Javon sitting here. So
yeah,
it's still a great pick. Your team's getting better. That's all you can ask for on
right. That's all I need.
All right, so the Cleveland Browns are now on the clock.
Alrighty.
On a side note, is anybody else just getting absolutely blown up by Schefter right now? It's driving me crazy with all these rumors going around.
Yeah,
I know. He's telling me someone's wearing like a gas mask. One of my prospects are wearing a gas mask.
Wow.
That Larry Tunsil 2.0. Very interesting. At least there's no Woj bombs during this whole thing to spoil the draft.
Very true.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right, so the pick is in, and with the 10th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Jedrick Wills, tackle from Alabama.
This is really what we needed. You know, last year was a disappointment, 6-10. We were even talking about not only making the playoffs, AFC conference title game, and everything just went bad, especially the offseason. You know, Odell at the national title game doing, you know, all that bogus stuff. We just need a better offensive lineman to protect Baker. Hopefully that'll make a difference so he'll stop throwing interceptions. I just feel like he's the guy, especially from Alabama, winning culture. He's a 2-time national champion. That's what we need.
That's a good pick. He was definitely on top of my draft board for another team because I wear many hats of a multiple GM person.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good pick. I think he's a stud. He's a stud.
Yeah, especially as someone his size, 6'4", 312 pounds. You know, he can run a 5-second 40-yard dash with someone that big, that frame. I think that's going to help, propel us. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got the New York Jets on the clock.
Well, I'm getting word here. War room deliberating. Is it your pick, Brandon?
Huh?
That's your pick, yeah?
Yeah, I'm typing it in right now. This one won't take as much time.
Oh, that's a fast pick.
A fast pick.
Travis threw me an
We love
absolute
to see it.
curveball.
I feel like I know Travis totally crossed me up here.
Wait, what did I do?
What you just? Hey,
when you picked Herbert, I had Herbert locked in at 6, but then I never expected Mr. Badell or whatever his name is picking at 2 getting to us. So it happens. So that's
I did my homework.
Yeah,
that's respectable.
Thank you. But I understand. There was a guy I wanted to pick earlier that was drafted, but he'll be named later.
He'll be named later.
I like it.
No, I think.
All right.
Pressure ensues here.
Okay, so the pick is in, and the New York Jets select with the 11th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, Henry Ruggs III, wide receiver from Alabama.
Whoa!
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
This was my thought. The Jets don't really have anybody that's getting people in the stands. They have a lot of needs. I think their front office is kind of on the hot seat, and I think they really need to make a big splash in this draft. I mean, some of you guys have probably seen Draft Day, kind of that situation where they're in a dry spell and need something. So, I mean, obviously they could have went with somebody like Mekhi Becton, try to get some, you could say depth or just some talent on the offensive line, but they like Henry Ruggs. They like the speedy receiver. They just lost Robbie Anderson. I think this is a good fill-in. He can develop in the system with Sam Darnold, and then they got Le'Veon Bell as well. I think this is going to be an overall good pick. Obviously, there's 100 different scenarios they could have went with, but I think they just need to make a splash, and they're going to go with Ruggs.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
I think it's a great pick. Proven talent. We know what he can do, and we know he's going to bring the team. That's the position that they need. So,
I think it's important to have someone who can have Darnold can dish it off to. I'm not too sure. I mean, there's some studs on this wide receiver board this year. I don't know. Could you have gone away with Ruggs later in the draft?
That's
what I'm saying, GM. So I'm saying, GM Worth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Shots.
That was just a question. Whoa.
We in the war room do not think he's going to fall outside of the first round. So we figured we would take him now, and then if we need to make a trade later, well, I won't tell you if we're going to do that or not.
GM Nagy has left this position.
Yeah.
My bad. My niece came into the room, and I had to get her out. My bad.
Your assistant, your warm room assistant.
Technical difficulties.
Fair enough.
All right. So the Las Vegas Raiders, the first time they're picking as the Las Vegas Raiders, the pick is in. They pick with the 12th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, Jerry Jeudy from Alabama.
Yep.
Okay.
100% projected, 100% good.
Yeah. And will there ever be an intertwined story between Ruggs being picked before Jerry Jeudy? Is there going to be a chip on his shoulder? No, I'm just kidding. Jerry Jeudy, he's an absolute stud. I mean, I would say this is probably the top wide receiver. Yeah, one of the top wide receivers in the draft here. I think he's just a bigger body, can fly down the field. I mean, I think that's a guy. Yeah, I think that's a guy you definitely want to have, especially to an asset on your team.
Yeah, he's a great guy. His combine was insane. We talked about this before, Barrett. So, yeah, he's a great player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a guy who definitely possesses a crazy amount of ball control, especially as well as body control when running these routes. I think Ruggs is more of a technician running these routes, more of a burner. But I think Judy's just got the more physical body in order to go up and get it. Kind of not a Hopkins kind of body, but more of like a Fitzgerald-esque body, trying to run these routes and catch these balls.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you're. I was just about to say, like, Jerry Jeudy, exactly. He fits that toughness, that grit at the wide receiver position that kind of shapes around the identity of the Raiders and has been for a long time. And with John Gruden there, I think that him and whoever will be throwing to him, we will never know yet, but whoever will be throwing to him will have a great wide receiver out of a great, well-known draft prospect institution of Alabama.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
All right. So the San Francisco 49ers are now on the clock at pick number 13.
I do gotta say, Barry, you threw a little bit of a wrench in the process here. I'm not gonna lie.
Won't be the first time. Won't be the last.
I think I know what you're about to go with. But
I'll keep that in mind.
I got a pretty good idea as well.
Take it away. It's your pick, right, Joe?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's scanning right now, looking at the draft board, because I got a feeling my guy's already been taken for my next pick, so we're trying to scramble.
Hey, I feel you.
Yeah.
Two of my guys now have been taken, so I'm trying to rearrange everything.
Yeah, I think this is how it is in the draft.
This is how it always is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the pick is in with the 13th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft. The San Francisco 49ers select C.D. Lamb, wide receiver from Oklahoma.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
I mean,
I expected it.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy, he was going to be my guy, but then, you had to take him. But, I'm looking forward to it. 62 receptions on the year, around 1,300 yards. He's just a reliable guy. You saw him on the Oklahoma offense this year. They were really good. I mean, he paired with Jalen Hurts really well. I think whatever quarterback he goes to, as long as they got a good relationship, he'll be able to pair well, and hopefully it'll work out. But
and I think this is maybe if we're looking in real life here, I think this is where maybe the run on wide receivers start because this class is so, I think, top heavy. I think you get through your first 5, and then I think it starts to like filter down. But I think this is where, yeah, exactly. I think you need to get your wide receivers, especially with the group that's so good. Judy, Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb, Jefferson,
yeah,
Donovan Peoples-Jones. I mean, you have other people that are really good in this draft. So I think in real life, I think we'll see a run on wide receivers when they first start coming off the board.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, even so, 49ers, they need someone to complement. I think his name's Debo, right? Debo Samuels.
Yep.
They need someone to compliment him because he's kind of been their main guy so far. But compliment him, get 2 guys who are dangerous on the field. I think that'll be a great pick.
And those will give them more leverage on offense because, as we saw in the postseason, 49ers did a lot of running the ball. Jimmy G only threw 8 passes in the NFC title game. So this is an opportunity to definitely get more, passing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I believe it's
that
my
being said,
pick.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Okay, so, these guys need a quarterback, so we're looking around here. Wait a minute.
What?
Am I looking around here? No, I'm
Wait,
kidding.
what?
They have Tom Brady, but do they really need do they really need to find the replacement right now? There is a good quarterback sitting here on the board. It's going to be a test here, and the commissioner is going to confirm my accusations as he speaks the pick into existence.
Yes, so the pick is in, and with the 14th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Mekhi Becton, tackle from Louisville.
All right, psych. I'm just kidding. We don't need a quarterback right now. We have Tom Brady. There's too many weapons on this offense. There's going to be too many weapons on this offense. There's Gronk that could be coming. They have Evans. They have Goodwin. I think they just need to protect an older, not as mobile quarterback now with Brady being up there in age. I think if you get Becton, Brandy, you talked about it, him being an absolute stud, one of the highly touted guys coming out of here. And I think he is, I'm looking at the scouting reports, only knock on him is that sometimes he is too forward on his toes, gets beat maybe in pass rush defense. But I think, Bruce Arians is a good coach down there. I think he's going to understand how to fix that offensive line. And it's going to help, because that wasn't the problem last year. Jameis didn't have problems. He just threw picks because he couldn't see. So Jameis threw interceptions because he didn't have LASIK surgery. So I think he's totally fine. I think Brady's going to come in there, do a great job in Tampa Bay. And I think having just another offensive tackle, he can play right or left, will be really good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, it's a great pick. And one thing that, talent, you can't really, build talent, but you can teach somebody fundamentals, and that's kind of what you see from Becton. He's got one of the most unique, just body statures we've ever seen. He's so big, right. And you can teach somebody fundamentals, but you can't teach a guy to get so big. So that's a great pick.
Yeah, I was surprised. That was going to be my pick for the Giants, but he just, I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not getting picked for the Giants, but I'm getting for the Bucs. So. GMing it up over here,
All right, so now we have the Denver Broncos on the clock.
There he goes, going concentration mode.
Yeah, here he goes. He turns his camera off out of pure aggression, just to see so he can lock in to type this thing away.
Yes, I just got to get in a different mode, before I make the pick. It's everybody has their own process,
That's right. Yeah, sicko mode. Yeah, I totally feel it.
Yeah, this Barrett guy also drafts from his bedroom. I mean, everyone likes to be comfortable when they do these things. So.
Yeah.
All right, so
are you okay?
15th pick With the 15th
apologize.
pick of the
You can punch me.
2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, LSU.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, this is
I
what
like
we
that
needed.
pick.
Thank you. Drew Lock, if he's going to be our future, we need somebody to complement that. After going 7-9 last year, just knowing that they're really a player on offensive weight, this is the guy. After having a historic season with Joe Burrow, over 1,500 receiving yards, he's just a great player. This is what we need. The Broncos, I just feel like he's going to have a positive impact on this league. A 4.40. He has a great size, 37 vertical leap, so he's going to be able to get the jump balls. So I think he's going to be a good fit.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I absolutely agree. That's a slam dunk that they need, and this guy is so good. We saw it in the playoff game. He can make plays, and that's exactly what this team needs.
Yes.
All right, so the Atlanta Falcons with the 16th pick is on the clock.
I got that pick right.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, you got that, Brandon.
You got that.
Just checking.
He's typing it in right now. He's sending it in.
Yeah. Pick is about to be sent in.
I'm hoping they get a good pick so they can combat their terrible uniforms.
Oh, it's true. I mean, you want to talk about that? Or you got your marketing guy like on speed dial or something?
Yeah, that's...
I don't know, man. As a Falcons fan, I'm actually, the uniforms are growing on me. Now
really?
I'm seeing
I
pictures.
don't mind the white ones too much. The black ones are...
I'm not a huge fan of the gradient ones, but the home one looks a lot better with a double-digit number. Like, I've seen pictures of Deion Jones and Julio in that, and it looks a lot better with a two-digit number than a single-digit number.
Yeah, we're representing the city. Cut us some slack here.
GM Nagy over there being GM negative over there. Wow, what the heck?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be real about.
I say it how it is.
Say, oh yeah.
Yeah,
super aggressive.
I'm going to speak as myself, not the GM. I feel like that they kind of overdid it a little bit, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I feel like this kind of uniform scheme is kind of going to trigger some new ones coming along the line because everyone's kind of been similar in the past. So now going back into my Atlanta GM mode, we're changing the century of uniforms.
Wow. Bombshell.
All right, so the pick is in, and with the 16th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Derek Brown, DT from Auburn.
I like that pick. I don't expect him to fall this far. I don't think, at least. I don't expect him to fall this far. He's too good of a player. The GMs I didn't need. I took my defensive. I could have took Derek Brown earlier, but I really like Javon. I'm sorry. So that's a great pick, though. I think he's going to be he's starting on Sundays immediately. NFL ready guy.
I definitely agree with Bear. This is a guy who shouldn't have even really fell this far in the draft. It was definitely a steal. He's going to help the team a lot. This is what the Falcons.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and basically what I went off of is I kind of almost went more against my draft board, and he's still there, and he's a quality player, and he can bring a lot of good pass rush for this Falcons defense as we kind of rebuild and piece it back together after losing some guys. But I think he can definitely be a day one starter for sure, and he can bring that energy that he showed in college.
Absolutely, for sure. I mean, if as a Falcons fan, if he drops down to 16, I'd be pretty okay with that. Yeah.
Obviously, we could have went different directions too, but
So
I think anybody would like Derek Brown on their team.
Really, it's true.
Yeah.
All right.
He seems like a likable guy.
With the Cowboys pick is in, they were on the clock being deliberated behind the scenes. So, with the 17th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Cowboys select A.J. Epinesa. I think I pronounced that wrong. defensive end from Iowa.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting.
AJ Epinesa. I'm looking at my notes here. He's from Iowa?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on.
Home
Hold
of the
on.
corn.
That's right.
Yeah. Corn comes
Someone
from
take
Iowa.
this because I have no idea. Wait, AJ Epinesa?
Yeah,
I had
he's
him
from-
written down.
Yeah, he's from Iowa. He's a very good player. I'm a little bit kind of shocked, but I mean, obviously, there's nearly no like terrible pick in this draft. Obviously, like any asset's gonna help make a team better, but he's a very good guy. I mean, he's very likable. A lot of Iowa guys, it seems like that's kind of their MO. It's they're really likable guys. But I mean, as a Michigan fan, I don't agree, but that's just me. But definitely kind of more looking at the secondary was kind of my thing. I know there's like rumors going around. They just lost Byron Jones as well. So I was thinking more of secondary. Maybe Henderson was going to get scooped off the board, but it's still a very good pick. Very respectable.
GM Walker, maybe defend yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I had
No, I'm not
defend.
slamming that pick
I was
at all.
looking at pass rush and you know, I don't know a whole lot about the Cowboys, but he was kind of my next on my draft board.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Which that's
Fair
fine.
enough.
Everybody's draft board's differently. My draft board's different than Joe's, different than Travis's, different than Barrett's. And
I mean, you're not far off.
It's just my opinion.
You're absolutely not far off. I mean, he is definitely here in this first round.
We can all agree we've had to rearrange, a few picks. Some guys were taking out.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Every GM's going to be scrambling right now. So that's exactly what's happening right now.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this is actually done in real life. Like, are they gonna have like a guy who stands in front of this camera? Or are they gonna have the GMs on? Or are they gonna have the head coach on the camera the whole time? Or are they gonna let people turn their cameras off and then put like a logo? It's gonna be interesting to see. Like, I don't know. It's just it's gonna be cool. I mean, the experience.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, the first ever Zoom draft, I guess.
I just imagine Roger Goodell in his bedroom.
Yeah, right. And then, he's gonna have some people booing him, right? Like if this is on Twitch or if there's like a chat or something, oh my gosh, it'll be spammed with boos. It'll be so funny.
All the way up.
Yeah. So
your drops aren't working.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we have next on the clock the Miami Dolphins with their second pick in the first round.
As Joe is very, very, very concentrating on his pick here, just shout out to Bulldog Radio for making this possible. Again, they're a very great organization to let us do this. We're glad to be a part of it. So shout out to them. Follow them on Twitch and on social media as well.
That's right. Current president, Gabe.
Yeah.
Walker.
Yes.
Yeah, just for another few weeks.
Yeah. He's graduating soon.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully.
The future is bright. The future is bright.
The future is bright. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have the chat in here telling me I have never put together a Super Bowl team in Madden. I would like to say I have success at picking good players that will just stay on my team. But you're right, I cannot win the Super Bowl, but I can get us to the Super Bowl, and that's impressive in its own right. Somehow, maybe.
Somehow.
Right.
Okay, so the pick is in. And with the 18th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Xavier McKinney, safety from Alabama.
Okay.
All right.
I see your surprise there, Barrett, but let me explain myself.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a lot of good pickups on the defense. I mean, to name just one of the big ones, Kyle Van Noy was picked up by them. I think McKinney's gonna do a really good job of complementing all those other guys on the defensive side. I mean, 95 total tackles, 59 solo tackles, 4 forced fumbles, and 3 interceptions. He's just gonna be a beast out there, I think, and he's just gonna do really good.
This GM gets his war room invaded. I totally agree. I think any defensive player really. There hasn't been like a guy who's slouched, who's come out of. There's been some, but there hasn't been, especially in the secondaries, slouches who come out of Alabama who don't really commit, who don't really impact their team in any way from day one. So I think that's a good pick, despite me making a face when he gets selected.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like the Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock again with their second pick of the first round.
And this is my pick.
I think they got to go defense here.
I think I'm going to have to go defense here. I'm looking. There are some people down. I can't remember if this guy was taken. Hold on, let me look at the stream real quick. Just got to check my draft board just to make sure here.
Speaking of the stream, GM, Mr. Jones, I think you might have to defend yourself with some of those people out there on Twitch right now talking about your education.
I don't even wait. Who is that? Wait a minute. Who is this?
We've got Greatness 143 that says, with that Alma education, are we really sure if he can be successful?
Bro. Listen, Listen, I'd like to defend myself right here first and foremost. It was a one-year stint. I loved my time there at Alma College playing football, so I know a thing or two about it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's some flamage right there. I mean, that hurts. Yeah. You know what? Meet me on the gridiron, Oklahoma drills, in the parking lot at Myers. Wear your mask and gloves.
Sounds like this is getting personal. Okay, let's just stay on subject.
You're right. You know what? Let me get into my pick here. I have to go defense, obviously. And I'm not going to say I'm stupid. Let me send it in here real quick. This guy, I don't think is going to fall. I don't think he would fall. He potentially might fall. Potentially, I don't know. It just it's how the draft shakes out. He's a younger guy. He's not a senior. He is a junior. But I think he's going to have a great impact anywhere he goes.
All right, so the pick is in, and with the 19th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select C.J. Henderson, cornerback out of Florida.
Yep, C.J. Henderson. I think you would have to make an argument top, not above Okudah, obviously, but he's right up there with being a cornerback that is, lengthy, can get the job done. I mean, he's done a great job at Florida. Florida obviously wasn't the team that made a great amount of shock in the college, having kind of a down year, you would say. But I think he was the bright spot for that team, and I'm very happy with my pick. I think they needed it greatly, so I'm okay with my pick. And I'm going to go defend myself in the chat.
Okay. While you do that, the Jacksonville Jaguars are now on the clock with their second pick in the first round.
All right, time to go into GM mode, fellas.
I love it. On a side note, are we actually going to see stuff like this in this draft coming up? Are these GMs going to actually cover up their camera when they make the pick? I'm very curious.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I think I have fears. I have fears that, obviously we're not going to get hacked, right? But, on a greater scale, is there going to be some hacker that, if this is all going to be on a Zoom, I don't know what this platform that's going to be on.
I think from what I've seen, I think they're going to have two or three people as commentators, and then there's different programs you can use that will let you live switch like you would on TV. So they probably have a whole bunch of combinations set up. But I think for the most part, it's going to be your commentators and then switching to Commissioner Goodell for the pick announcements. And then maybe they'll probably switch to either another one that's got your highlights and stuff. And it's pretty simple to be able to do that, especially with the processing power that they're all going to have.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be interesting. I just don't want a security breach. This is the only thing I have looking forward to as my war room is coming into my room.
Quick intermission.
Hold on one moment as my war room is.
We're We're just gonna go into intermission for a few seconds.
All right, I'm back. Yeah, basically, I just don't want to have a security breach. This is when I wanted to, it's the only thing I have looking forward to, as with a world basically gutted without sports, thanks to COVID-19. This is what I have looking forward. This is what I have to look forward to.
Right.
Like the NFL draft, despite it not being in person, it's through a different medium. But I'm definitely, I will take anything I can get.
Yeah.
All right, so the pick is in, and with the 20th pick of the NFL 2020 draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trayvon Diggs from Alabama.
All right.
This is something we needed. He's a great cornerback, 3 interceptions last year. He's always been a good cornerback all of his years at Alabama. I know, 3's not a lot, but you know what I'm saying. This is what the Jaguars needed. Defensively, they've been struggling the past few years, finishing, in the bottom 20 in the league on defense, on points allowed, rushing, yards allowed, and passing. So this is what we need. And honestly, as a GM, I'm 4 for 4 today, just saying.
Wow. 4 for 4 today.
Is the concentration mode the key to success? We'll have to find out. But also
how do you guys like the pick?
An Alabama trend as well. Just pointing that out there.
Yeah, Nick Saban, former MSU guy. I'm a State fan. So, that plays a factor, but he's a winner.
All right.
It's a culture of success, so why not?
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you, Joe. Thank you.
I'm not talking about Michigan State. I'm talking about Alabama.
No,
State. Wow.
No, that's why I was referring to Alabama.
Oh, okay. I thought you thought I was saying about Michigan State. I don't know.
I like State, but they're not. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the Philadelphia Eagles are now on the clock.
I've got my war room texting me, telling me to trade down and do all these trades. And I can't be doing this right now.
Oh, we have to just tell the people how hard our job is. We have to literally have to satisfy hundreds of people in our organization. This is difficult.
I am dealing with the media as we are making these picks. I'm dealing with all multiple influences as I'm typing out this card to the commissioner. People have to understand this is very stressful times.
Yes,
I can only cope with it by playing video games and minimally doing my homework. And there's nothing else more that I can do. It is very stressful. I can only imagine the commissioner is mentally drained and worn down after such a long first round.
Oh, absolutely.
Not even to mention how you're getting flamed in the comment section in the chat.
This is unbelievable.
They're only taking shots at Bear.
People are saying, I'm getting texts on my phone. I'm getting texts on my phone right now. It's the Lewerke or the office is going to get burned down. I don't need a quarterback for my next pick. I don't even think the fan base knows what fan base this is. I would like to inform the chat, my next pick is the Saints. So if you want to start sending in recommendations for a Saints pick, be my guest.
All right.
BGM for a day is now officially up.
That's right. I'll take anything.
New virtual opportunity.
Okay, so the pick is in, and with the 21st pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select T. Higgins, wide receiver from Clemson.
Okay.
That's respectable. That's respectable. I like it.
Yeah. Obviously I could have went linebacker or defensive line, but the Eagles really, what's been haunting them, when Carson Wentz is on the field, for one, that's kind of a hard part. But when they actually have a guy on the field throwing footballs, it seems like there's a lot of guys that just haven't found the way to really catch it. So I feel like T. Higgins might be that guy to help. Now that Aguilar's gone, I think now they can start building a good receiving core that can help. But if the Eagles go with a defensive pick in their draft, I will not be surprised whatsoever. That is still a great pick. I just feel like that could be a fun pick for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Minnesota Vikings are on the clock for the 22nd pick, and they've decided. And so with the 22nd pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings are going to take the best player available with Andrew Thomas, tackle out of Georgia.
All right.
He's a stud. I like him. I
It's
was
a
going
good
to pick him in the later round. Actually, towards the end of the first round. I guess we are already down there. He's a good guy. He's a bigger guy. I think the only knock on him is his mobility. I really feel like you could bring him in to guard. Not obviously, I think he is. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, I'm thinking of the right guy. Sorry. Yeah, I think you could definitely have him be any spot on the offensive line. I don't think he could do it right tackle. I think he's more of a left tackle guy, but yeah, I think he's versatile too. That's the only knock on him is I think he just doesn't have the mobility to be in like zone run schemes. I'm looking at him. I'm getting yelled at in the chat. What is this? What is this?
The Patriots are on the clock.
Can you do a favor, Gabe, and scroll down on who got picked yet?
What's that? Oh yeah, I can scroll up a bit.
Just real quick, I'm just gotta look at my draft board, just trying to make sure.
So we'll start from the top, and I'll just kind of do a.
Barrett, actually, keep your head right there. To those haters that are giving you crap about the Alma stuff, check out the dog on his hat. He's a dog now.
That's right,
Yeah.
baby.
Scroll down on it again.
Bulldog.
So absolutely quit trashing him.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, Brandon coming to his defense. I like it.
That's right. That's right. I'm looking down here, trying to figure out who I want.
All right, perfect.
I have a tough pick. My last two picks are really tough.
Yes.
My last two teams are just not. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
What are the Patriots going to do without Tom Brady?
That's right.
Yeah,
Is
Stidham the answer?
time?
I don't know. Is Stidham the answer, or do they go another
Is
direction?
Stidham the answer, or
Stidham hasn't played any starts.
or
Has he?
is it Lewerke?
No, he was drafted last year. He hasn't played. He hasn't played though.
I'm doing a coin flip between Lewerke and Patterson right now. We'll see which one gets picked.
Patterson should not be drafted this early. I'm just putting it out there right now. But
I don't know.
Yeah, but
Kind of like
I'm sorry. I'm just making. I know he hasn't been picked, but I'm just making sure he hasn't been picked yet.
okay.
okay.
I mean, that's
If
fair.
that
If you
makes
draft
sense.
somebody that's already been drafted, that makes you look pretty dumb.
Yeah.
So it's a good double check.
Yeah, definitely.
makes you look kind of like not in touch with like the NFL.
Yeah.
I know.
Or
He's
what
got
I'm
all
worried
these
about.
distractions. He's got all these distractions.
I'm worried that the
Yeah.
Flame's going to be starting throwing at me in the chat. I don't want that to come
No.
on to me.
No. I don't really look at the chat. I'm trying to. I already got my pick.
Do
and
your thing, Joe. You're the GM.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, this is your decision. It's your
Has he
call.
been selected, Gabe? Can you tell me if he's been selected?
He has not been selected.
Okay,
He's
go with
now
it.
going to be selected.
Da-da-da.
Okay, so with the 23rd pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Jalen Hurts from Oklahoma.
Wow.
Jalen Hurts.
What a pick.
I like it.
I'll tell you what, that is a very bold pick. Jalen Hurts is a winner. He proved that when he transferred to Oklahoma. He is a guy that is very tough. He's a guy that's continually working hard to get better. I mean, it is high, but hey, you're still getting Jalen Hurts on your team regardless what pick he's at.
I'm kind of wondering if he's going to go down that far in the actual draft, but I mean, he's going to fit so well in the Belichick system. Belichick, it's either his way or the highway, and you've seen Jalen Hurts' work ethic. He's a coachable player. You've seen his success on the field. I mean, he led Oklahoma to when all the doubters were saying he wasn't going to be able to do anything transferring to Oklahoma. He led them to the playoffs. He's just an absolute winner. He's a guy who's going to take control of the team, who's going to do his best to fit with Belichick and try to be the next Tom Brady in that system. And I think I'm not saying that he will be, Travis. I saw what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be as good as Tom Brady, but I feel like he could bring the leadership that Tom Brady has to the team.
Yeah, definitely. He's a great player. I just think it's going to be some competition with him and Stidham if that, happens in the draft. And I'm interested to see how he works under that system. Having Brady as a pocket guy the past 20 years, and Hurts can kind of do both scramble. So that'll be interesting to see.
I think there's talk about Stidham but he never got a chance because Brady was there. So I think whoever you do draft, and maybe they don't have to draft this first round, but whoever you do draft, have someone who's willing to wait under a year, maybe understood him or beat him out. I guess, Joe, I like the pick. I think Belichick I think he's visited Hurts where he's at right now. So, I mean, I don't know. Patriots are always been a mystery, especially when they draft. So, but they've consistently find some gems time from time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but hopefully, if he drops that far, Patriots pick him up.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so the Saints are now on the clock.
Okay, so I've talked to my war room, aka the chat. I think Brandon's looking at it right now. I do need.
I'm looking at it.
The Saints do need a linebacker, and I am totally fine with who I pick here. I think this guy has great sideline to sideline speed. I think he's one of the most explosive athletes on the defensive side of the ball. I'm just going to type my name into here just to confirm. And the chat, hopefully this will resurrect my relationship with the chat.
Oh, these comments are hilarious.
I need it. I mean, this guy's going to be a run stopper. He's going to fly to the ball. But I think you can make up with it by having another linebacker who can, be a more pass defender than stopping the run. But I think this guy's going to be good.
I think I know who you're picking here, and I'm already gonna give you a clap already ahead of time. Well, let's make sure it's who I'm thinking it is.
So with the 24th pick of the
it's LeBron.
2020,
it's LeBron.
It's LeBron.
So with the 24th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Kenneth Murray, linebacker from Oklahoma.
There you go.
Yep, I think this is a good pick for him. I think this guy's, they're giving comparisons to him being more of like now I can't even think of the name. Not Bobby Wagner, but he's kind of built like Bobby Wagner. I think he's a little slower than Bobby, but I think he's going to be. He flies. He's he's a sideline to sideline guy. So I think that's what you need to have, especially in the faster deep offenses developing in the NFL. I'm scared to look at the chat now. I'm very terrified. Joe's laughing right now, so I don't know what's going on.
The chat is hilarious.
People texting me here. Welcome, pick. Okay, good pick. Someone send me a screenshot. Someone send me a screenshot of the chat because it went away from me. I can't look back on it.
I got one with 4 words. It says "expect to be fired."
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm crying right now, dude.
Joe's actually crying.
I'm actually crying.
I mean, it's funny, but
Wow.
Good times.
This might be the funniest mock draft that the world has ever seen.
Absolutely. Nothing's been funnier.
Definitely in the history of life for sure, but
Okay, so the Minnesota Vikings are on the clock with their second first-round pick.
All right, time to head to the dark room, fellas.
All right, see you on the other side.
Yikes! As the chat's just blowing me up here. As I pick I'm pretty sure I picked who they wanted to pick. I'm trying to see who I want to take here, like who's left.
So on a side note, we talked about some Bulldog Radio stuff. I also want to thank the NVSP and Mics and Takes for putting this on and keeping your content up right now. So if you haven't listened to their podcast, go check out the MVSP and Mics and Takes on pretty much every podcasting platform. Also, if you're interested in doing anything with Bulldog Radio, we'd love to have you. You can find us on Facebook at Bulldog Radio, on Twitter at Bulldog Radio FSU, and on Instagram Bulldog Radio FSU as well.
Absolutely, it was a solid plug.
Yeah, thank you for the shout out, Commish.
Absolutely,
no problem.
Appreciate that.
All right, so the pick is in, and the Minnesota Vikings with the 25th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft select Jeff Gladney from TCU.
All right.
Okay. Solid cornerback.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just feel like this is a guy that the Vikings needed. Defensively, they're always getting killed in the pass game, especially in the NFC. Definitely a harder conference than the AFC. So this is a guy who flies under the radar because he plays at TCU. But he's going to, I feel like he's going to be a great player. He has a bright future. And I just feel like I'm on fire today, basically.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
That.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But,
Thank you. And
I
honestly
thought you were going with him at 21. Sorry to cut you off, but I thought you were actually going to go, or whoever, I believe it was Commish here / other team DM, but I thought he was actually going to go with him at 21. But absolutely great pick. I mean, they lost Waynes, they lost Alexander, and the most of all, they lost Xavier Rhodes, and to fill in the spot is definitely what you need.
Definitely, and I was shocked he fell, this far, in the draft, so I just felt like I had to get him in. Hopefully Kirk Cousins likes this. All right.
Okay, so the Miami Dolphins are on the clock again for the third time in the NFL draft.
Can I request really quick just to double check what 2 positions were drafted ahead?
Yes, they selected Justin Herbert with their first pick.
Yep.
And Xavier McKinney with their second pick.
All right, cool. So I've actually got 2 guys on this hypothetical Dolphins draft board that I wanted. So now I'm going to go down the list here. Let's see here. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a phone call for this one.
Oh, my God. Chad is murdering me right now. I really am just trying to do my best here to just create a future for my teams. Oh.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh my God, I can't see. Hold on. Oh no, I spelled Lummer. Oh no, Lamar. Yikes. Oops. 10 gifted subs to get Sarah out of here. Oh no.
Chad, dude.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just
brutal.
typing. I just typed my pick in now, and I heard you laughing. I had to check the chat, so I'm completely distracted now. That's not gonna change my pick here.
Okay, so the pick is in, and the Miami Dolphins with the 26th pick of the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft select DeAndre Swift, running back out of Georgia.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, I was really 50-50ing on him or Jonathan Taylor, but I mean, with DeAndre, I just feel like he's a better fit for the team. I mean, he's kind of more of that guy that can be more of a 3-down guy. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is as well, but I mean, I definitely do not think Jordan Howard is the answer for that team. So I feel like they're just kind of having him on the holdover for whoever they're going to draft with one of their 3 picks in the first round, I believe. So I feel like he's a great pick for the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when you're torn with Jonathan Taylor or Swift, I think, I don't know, it's tough. I think you have to look at, durability. Taylor hasn't really ever had a problem with stuff. I believe Swift had some knee problems earlier when he was a freshman. I think you're right about Howard, though. I don't think that's not the answer for them at all. But I think you made a good pick. You could have gone either way with Taylor or Swift.
Yeah, I think we as a franchise like DeAndre Swift better, but that's just us. But either one's a good pick.
I definitely agree. It was a good pick.
Yes. All right. So with the 27th pick, the Seahawks have deliberated, and they are selecting with the 27th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, Austin Jackson, tackle out of USC.
The baseball player?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
He doesn't play in MLB no more.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I believe who's their DeJuan Brown is their tackle, and he's been out for he missed a lot. He missed, I think, 6 games or something like that for them. So they've had some struggles on the the offensive line. But you have an offense that's young. Protecting Russell Wilson is your key to success. So I think getting a young tackle in there, a former baseball player, Austin Jackson, I think is a great pick.
Okay, so next up is the Baltimore Ravens. You are on the clock. Are they going to select another Lamar Jackson as
Lamar?
Bro, I don't know why it auto-corrected to that.
Yeah, blame the autocorrect. That's what.
I don't. Where are the special teams players? Now, chat. Don't think I left out the kickers on this one. don't think I left that out. I know.
Will
I'm
this be a
thinking the
Roberto
Titans.
Aguayo incident? Will there be an Aguayo drafted and then cut within 2 years? Well, he was a second round pick.
I'm tempted to take Rodrigo Blankenship. I'm not going to lie.
Janikowski was first round, wasn't he?
Something.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
I think he was
high up there.
Yeah, I think it was first or second.
I'm pretty sure he was a
one of the
first
higher
round.
ones.
Let me look that up.
Yeah. He was definitely one of the highest ones drafted all time for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't even know how to spell
Why?
Sebastian.
What do you mean, Martha Ford? Chat. Martha Ford would not make a better pick than me. I think she understands football, but I don't think she understands football. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree with you, but I think you would be better than.
Thank you. Back me up on this one, chat.
Because Martha, we saw our franchises were pathetic.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
I mean, I'm not that bad at picking, right?
No,
I mean,
no, you're not.
Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that.
Wow.
Oh, wow. What you trying to say,
Wow.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. To be honest, I might be getting told that after this pick when Commissioner gave.
All right, so
what could this
with
be?
the 28th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Donovan Peoples-Jones.
What?
You know, the reason being, I mean, people can say it's a bad pick. I mean,
DPJ in the chat, please.
Also, I mean, they do. I mean, they have good wide receivers already, but they can still add to their repertoire. I mean, he wasn't that bad. He was doing pretty well this season. 34 receptions, 438 yards, average 12 each time he got the ball. I mean, he's a solid player. He does really well for Michigan throughout this whole career that he's been in the Maize and Blue. But I feel like he could be a good fit for them, especially fitting into that fast offense. I mean, the only worry that I might have if they take him there would be if he doesn't get utilized in that offense. I mean, with Mark Ingram, Lamar Jackson, they already have all those choices that they have so deep in their deep in their bag, I guess you could say. But I feel like he would be a good fit for them as long as he doesn't get underused or not utilized enough.
Yeah, it's a respectable pick.
Yeah, it was definitely shocking, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, watching him at Michigan, he definitely developed over time to being one of the top wide receivers. I don't think they didn't have a quarterback situation there that was, it was better than Michigan State's for sure, but it wasn't as good as some other people. But I think DPJ, I think he wasn't really that touted when he came into the combine, but I think the combine definitely made him rise up the ranking boards of many draft boards of other NFL teams. So, Joe, I see you smiling.
I'm just looking at the chat. I just don't want to get slapped.
Joe just goes, I don't want to get slapped. Oh, that's funny. but overall,
Greatness 143 says Joe's saving Barrett's whole career with a Bill O'Brien level of GM.
And you know what? It could be worse.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe it's pick 29 now, yeah?
It is pick 29, the Tennessee Titans.
All right. I need a suggestion from the chat. I have a couple players on my board. Joe always left the chat.
Oh, that's funny.
I heard kicker and punter rumors in the chat.
I have seen
I don't
that. I have. I mean, there are some. I think we got to go defense here. I mean, this is what the team is built on. It's a defensive team. Delpit? What? Really? I'm listening to my war room right now.
The virtual war room.
I like Grant Delpit. I like Grant. You know what? Okay.
No.
Here's the thing. No. I'll type this in and I'll explain myself. For my final pick of the first round as a GM, I will pick. Oh, and I can't spell his name right. A, B, C, D. Oh, no. We're good. We're good.
Like you're not texting on one of those like flip phones. You have to press the key like 3 times to get it.
It's called T9, you youth.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
I had T9 for shoot. 7 years before I got a.
Yeah, I used to have a flip phone.
Yeah,
I mean,
I used to have a flip phone
back
too.
in 2008 when I got my first phone and as a freshman.
Okay, I'd like to defend myself when I make this pick.
Okay, so let me announce your pick real quick. With the 29th pick of the NFL draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jeremy Chin, safety from Southern Illinois.
Okay. So I know Delpit is there. I understand Delpit is there. But I want Delpit to fall to the Lions. So Delpit's going to fall to the Lions. This is exactly what we wanted. I'm a hometown guy. Roger Bedell is going to get me in trouble for collusion. Jeremy Chin, though, is no slouch. He's no slouch either. He's right up there with Delpit, I would say, as for measurables. I think the only problem is that Delpit played at LSU, which is the cream of the crop. You're playing in the national championship. You understand scheme. Whereas Chin is playing at Southern Illinois. But it's not about sometimes the size of the dog. It's about the size of the fight that's in the dog. So I think we're definitely fine here. I think my coach, Mike Vrabel, is going to know how to use this safety, and he's going to get the most out of him in any position he puts it. So come at me now, chat.
That's it.
Boom, boom.
I'll respectfully hang on. Let me real quick while the commissioner's here. I definitely will help you with the collusion and make sure everything works out for you. Okay.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I haven't heard a thing.
There we go. That's all I need. Alexa, play Jocelyn Flores.
Okay, so the Green Bay Packers are on the clock.
All right, time to head back. I'll be right back.
Who's playing music?
Not me.
Barry, is that you?
No, that was my chat. That was the chat. Say, play Alexa Flores. Play Jocelyn Flores.
Nice.
Don't worry. Not enough seconds to get copyright, so we're good on that.
All right. So the pick is in, and with the 30th pick of the 2020 draft, the Green Bay Packers select Denzel Mims, wide receiver from Baylor.
Okay. That's a good
Thank you. I think this is just the guy they need. Outside of Devontae Adams, as a GM, I shouldn't be saying this, but I don't trust no other wide receiver on that roster. I just don't. I just don't trust anyone. So besides Devontae, we need somebody that can complement him. I feel like Denzel can. He's coming off a great season. Over 1,000 yards reception, 12 touchdown receptions. Another guy who's flying under the radar. A lot of people aren't talking about. And this is who Aaron Rodgers needs. Last year, they were able to go 13-3 with not a great wide receiving core at all. Basically, Devontae Adams and a bunch of Walmart managers. No, I'm just kidding. But they need more help to make the NFC title game with what Aaron Rodgers had last year. With this guy, I feel like is going to make a difference, and obviously other guys will help. So this is who we need.
Awesome.
Yeah, great pick. I mean, either wide receiver or corner for me. That's really what you guys need. Just like. I guess it's a great pick. I mean, realistically, what I'm trying to say is you guys would probably have a good shot of like snatching up like T. Higgins if I had not made the move to pick him earlier. So I mean,
that's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the San Francisco 49ers on the clock right now.
Yeah, so
who is that? It's not me.
That's gonna be Brandon.
No. So it was supposed to be mine, but I figured we could change it up the last two picks. So we can go open forum, I guess. What do you guys all think we should do for the last two?
We'll do the 49ers.
Yeah, the 49ers on the clock right now.
I would say you could either go.
We can just keep going in order if you want.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, we could just go in order.
That'd be me then. But,
okay.
All right, now I gotta sort out. I gotta jump chats here to the other war room.
Are you back to back? You're not back to back, are you? Who's got the last pick?
That would be that'd be Gabe then, or
could be Joe.
Commish.
No, Gabe has it. My last pick was the Ravens.
Yeah,
okay.
I would have the last pick. Or we could have the chat do the last pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Let's have them pick the last pick. Yeah.
Chat, why don't you go crazy? Most votes gets.
Okay, is this for the last two picks or just the last one?
Yeah, let's do last two picks.
Last two picks.
Both picks.
Oh
okay,
my god.
so
We'll give our
chat, go
feedback.
crazy. Who the Niners picking?
Remember, this is the Niners. Yeah, sure, you can vote, Joe.
All right, just making sure.
Oh, part of my take is live. Garoppolo bum. Wow.
Wow.
Logan be punching air right now.
Yeah. Porn star Jimmy, what they call him.
Yeah, porn star Jimmy. Lewerke, then Shay. I need a name. I need a definitive name. I see two Lewerkes.
Anyone else want to vote? Because if not, it's going to be Lewerke.
Oh no. Oh, you know what? Blanket. You know what? I'm a blanket shit.
So we got 2 votes, Lewerke. Actually, yeah, 2 work and 2 votes.
Bobby Boucher.
Tebow out of retirement. J-Roo Campbell. Is J-Roo in there? Is J-Roo in there?
Let's see.
What?
I think he's in there. I love
Wait,
it.
what? You got to draft him. You got to.
I feel like that has to be a pick here.
Travis Russell?
Yeah, sure.
Shout
It
out.
doesn't look like J. Rue is
I'll
in
call
the
dibs on Evans.
system
Dibs
though.
on Evans.
I'm drafting Marvin Campbell. with
Marvin
32nd
Campbell. Is that in there?
No, J. Rue's not in there.
Can you write one in? Can you write one in?
Oh,
I hope we can write this in.
maybe. No, it doesn't look like it.
Bobby Boucher.
Oh.
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby-
Uncle Rico.
Travis Russell.
Oh my,
That's
Travis Russell.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all in the chat. This is very, very fun.
Yeah.
Great picks.
Ron Jeremy, that's the pick right there.
Hey.
Okay, Joe.
Okay, so it looks like with the most votes, we've got Blankenship and Lewerke tied. So in the chat, you get it's going to be either Blankenship or Lewerke.
Lewerke.
Okay.
We might as well.
Rodrigo.
So 1 for Rodrigo.
Ricky
Bobby.
All right. Anyone else in the chat?
So, hey, we got
Bro,
draft.
bro.
No, I agree. Draft Sunshine from I Remember the Titan.
No, I'd say go with the worky, and then we can get our next pick to go Blankenship.
Okay, so the Niners are getting Lewerke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
absolute
Stunner.
bust. Terrible. He's very bad.
Yeah. Or just tank for Trevor Lawrence.
True.
Yeah, that's honestly a better idea.
And the Chiefs are picking Blankenship.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Rodrigo Blankenship.
All right. Final
I don't
results.
know if you can post that up. Can you post it, or how does that work?
I can post this up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got a
so-
chat here that says I'll get a real pick for 32. All right, let's see what the real pick is for 32.
Yeah.
Duplicate zombie. Let's see.
No, do it.
Whoever the 49ers GM is, they getting a raise.
What's your real pick? I know who this is. So, what's your real
All right.
pick? Lewerke steal the draft. Too late. Just text it to me.
Yeah,
Or
It's
just
been
put it in the
done.
chat.
been done.
It has been done. All right. So,
All right, let's
Yeah.
get it.
yeah.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching our stream today. This has been the first ever annual mock draft from Bulldog Radio. I probably won't be here for the next draft, so whoever's president next is going to have to organize it, or you guys keep working on it. So check out all the shows on Bulldog Radio, specifically the MVSP and Mics and Takes. Thank you so much for organizing this, and everyone have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, you guys.
Yes,
See ya.
yes,
Thank you guys
yes,
so
see ya.
much.
Probably
See you
do.
later.
We can do
Yeah,
a
thanks.
wrap up if you guys want. We could potentially
Yeah.
do. I don't know if you're free. A post, draft
Analyzation
Maybe
type
review.
thing.
to go
Yeah.
back. If you save this, El
Yeah.
Presidente Gabe. If you
Oh, yeah,
save
it's
this,
Yeah. And
then
to see where we
we'll be able
drafted.
to maybe go back and see how well we did. I'm sure everything's going to be thrown off completely because it is a draft and there are so many variables. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, it was very fun. I appreciate being on. Brandon, thank you for coming up with a great idea.
Yeah, this is
know?
Brandon's
Yeah.
idea for sure.
Brandon,
Yeah,
great
Brandon.
job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
man.
we're very, very thankful you guys could, because this made this so much better. But I'm so glad we
Yeah.
got this all together.
Yeah, I wish we could do the March Madness like we said, but this was still cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we were planning
Next
on
year.
doing
We gotta do that
draft
next year.
kids, man. Not gonna work out.
Maybe next year we can have a vote from the audience who gets the best GM hat, and they win like a $5 coupon to McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
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 Or
Yeah.
the Wendy's get a 4 for 4 or something.
Yeah, or that biggie bag.
Well,
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
you guys ever
Biggie
get
bags
that
work out.
from Wendy's?
if you're still listening, put it in the chat. Who had the best draft out
Yeah.
of us 5? And the winner will get a coupon for a biggie bag.
Yes.
Is that what the understanding is? Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Who got
Yes.
the best? Who did the best?
I feel like
Okay.
this is an obvious
Fair, I
choice,
know
but
what you're trying to
put
do.
your
Not vote for yourself.
yeah.
49ers GM.
Yeah,
and
Chet-
I'd like to
Chet
say
gets the best.
Who would make a good GM, in real life? And I think this is an obvious choice, but
Oh.
I wasn't talking about myself.
Oh,
Talking about the chat.
No,
everyone but Barrett. What?
Yes, that's amazing.
Hey, and the guy who picked up Hurts, that's me.
Oh!
I'm literally
Jones.
screaming.
Murder.
Joe's DPJ pick is saved in the end by Jones.
There you go. This is funny. Do you have a Nightbot on here? Watch time. I'm trying to activate all of these. I don't think there is. Yeah. So I don't know. Is there anything else you would like to say? I would totally be down once the draft is over. We can do a recap of the first round.
Yeah.
Do some takeaways. I mean, if you're not free, I have a computer I can stream out of, so I have. I have ways.
Like right now? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I have a bunch of homework I need to do, but if you guys want to stream,
no! I mean after the whole draft is done.
Oh,
if you're
I can do that. I'd be down.
If you're not free, if you're not free, I have a computer we can stream out of. So.
Yeah. After the actual draft, that'd be cool to do a recap.
We should definitely, and also if you guys aren't doing nothing tomorrow night around 9, you guys should definitely tune into the Michael Jordan documentary.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, that's going to be hype.
Yeah, it's going to be a 10-part series. It's going to be not only this Sunday, but the next 4 Sundays as well. The Last Dance should be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And also the guy who filmed the Fab Five for the Michigan team did the filming for the Last Dance too.
Yeah, so it's the only thing that's going to be able to save ESPN, as every sport is depleted and taken down from COVID-19. So
yeah.
One last plug too. Bulldog Radio is holding a Jackbox party night next.
Yes, that's right.
Friday the 24th at 7 p.m. We're going to be on the same channel, so come and join us and have a lot of fun.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
Adios. Peace.
Adios.
Bye-bye.